kind of been dealing off and on with certain degrees of depression. How do you eliminate suffering when suffering in a certain way is all that you have left?
I had the honor to be introduced to Eckhart Tolle in 2006, when I succeeded to come out of depression for approximately 6 months using his teachings. Nevertheless, exactly like this gentleman, I ended up bouncing back. And this time was way worse. It was not like a lower degree or a higher degree. It ended up to be lower and higher for a while, and then it ended up to be, boom, higher degree. And I ended up, by the age of 38, I was 234 pounds, pre-NASH, pre-diabetic, and my life was miserable. So this is why I do not agree with Eckhart Tolle on this subject. Now let's listen what he has to say first. Let's be respectful.
Whatever it is you feel inside you at this moment, be also very vigilant to see whether there are any associated thoughts with that feeling. What kind of mind activity accompanies those unpleasant feelings? And to see whether this mind activity actually feeds the unpleasantness that you feel or the suffering that you feel. That's a very important thing. What role does your mind play in all this? Very important. Is your mind feeding
The answer is yes. The mind is feeding it. Yes, the mind is going to feed any kind of negative thoughts. And then how do you actually separate everything when you are in a circle of negative thinking, negative beliefs? I'm not enough. I cannot do this. I don't have a chance. And specifically from a society that considers depression as a mental illness, which is not. Nevertheless, they consider that, so it's like you have no escape, right? You got to be mentally ill somehow. You got to be not having any kind of choice. People are in suffering, right? So I'm going to be in suffering too forever. It's like, how do I escape this? Well, let me tell you how I escaped this, right? The first step is decide if you are at the breaking point and you want to fix this. Okay, this is very important because you see, we people only change in the last minutes of our lives. Okay, and sometimes it's too late, and sometimes, depression takes you over. My mom, for example, never lived one day happy in her life. Right? So yeah, some people never get out of depression. It is true. Okay, how many people there are not suicidal every single day? So some people are not able to even get this information that it's possible to overcome depression, not actually doing something about it. Okay, they are at the despair point. Before we start with this, now that you know that depression is a fixable condition, are you going to make a decision to overcome depression? When you're making a decision to overcome depression, this is the first step. You have to throw off the window everything you know about depression, because everything you heard about depression is wrong. I'm sorry. I figured this out, that everything I knew about depression is wrong. And I went and studied psychology at the university. Okay? And everything they taught us about depression was wrong. Okay? So the moment when you decide that you want to do this, you need to throw away everything you know about it. You're just like, listen, I just want to be happy. I don't care what depression is, why depression is, and what do I have to do. If I have to walk on my head, I'm going to walk on my head and I'm ready. If you are at that breaking point, okay, you can overcome depression. If you're not at that breaking point, if you are more like liking this kind of pain because it's the only thing you have left, and it's cuddling, and it's like a sweet poison, and it's like, no, it ain't gonna work for you. Okay, so this is the first step you need to do. The second step is find people out there that have done it. Okay, now I met people that have done it in 15 to 20 years. That's not what you should do. Okay, depression is fixable between 3 and 6 months. Okay, and you do not have to live your life in pain. Nevertheless, try to take advice from people who have been on this road. Because there are a lot of specialists out there that are going to give you advice. Nevertheless, they've never been there. So how would they really know? Okay, what are they doing? Testing stuff on you? Okay, so find people that have been through this journey. Okay, and number 3, take action and do it. Whatever you need to do. Absolutely whatever you need to do. When I overcame depression, I actually borrowed $100,000. I went, got 4 mentors, and I got out. It didn't matter the fact that I was bankrupt the next day. Bankruptcy is fixable. Okay, paying money back is fixable. My life was not. Okay, so if you start thinking like that, but there are some things that are fixable and there are some things that are not fixable. If you are putting your life first on the line because it's the most important thing in the world, it's your life and you only have one to live, then overcoming depression is a piece of cake, especially compared to how much you've been suffering. Okay, so this is the first steps you need to do. Then, actual thing I would suggest to do is get rid of a pain in your heart. There are healing strategies and healing techniques of how to do this. And once you do this and there is no more pain in your heart, then exactly like Eckhart Tolle says, becomes easy. The reason why Eckhart Tolle's technique doesn't work is because there is too much pain in your heart. There is too much of your past that holds you down, that anchors you down, okay? And there are ways to heal this. Depression is a deep, heavy, and unresolved emotional wounding. There are ways to fix these emotional wounds, okay? And once you do that, then once they're gone, like all your negativity and all your past, all your bad past is gone off the window, and that's possible, don't worry about it. Once this is gone, then yes, stay there, present, and use Eckhart Tolle technique. Figure it out. Where are these things coming from? Oh, I've been through that. I got rid of that. It's one of those things in the past when I didn't trust myself and I thought I'm not good enough. But now I fixed that wound. And then you become present. And then you figured out what your mind is feeding. And by the way, we didn't know before, but we do know now that we can grow brand new cells every day. That was not known to us before, especially when I went to university to study psychology. Okay, that was not told to us. We thought that we're losing brain cells every moment. No, we're actually growing new brain cells. So by being present with no more pain, that's gone. That's got to be step 1, gone. Okay, with no more pain, being present and figure things out and rewiring our mind with techniques. Like, oh my God, I'm afraid to do this. Okay, what can happen if you do this? Nothing, right? So just do it, even if you're afraid of it. Try it out, right? With these kind of techniques and this kind of present that Eckhart Tolle teaches, yes, that will keep you out of depression for the rest of your life. But nevertheless, without making the first 3 steps and removing the pain in your heart, this is not viable. This will get you to always bounce up and down, bounce up and down, bounce up and down. And this is what, people don't believe that it's possible to overcome depression, because every time when they get out, they bounce right back and then they quit on themselves. And that happened to me too. So depression is a fixable condition, but take the first steps that you need to take and then remove the pain from your heart. If you don't know how to do that, that's what I'm specialized in. And please make sure that after that, yes, applied Eckhart Tolle presence of mind techniques and see what the mind is feeding and not, and rewire the brain. Okay, so this would be my advice. This is why his teachings did not work on me. It looks like this gentleman is in the same situation. If you like this kind of video, make sure you press the thumbs up button. Okay, if you subscribe to my channel, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell below, because I am committed to make daily videos to show people that suffering and depression and pain, it's not necessary in your life. And you guys can help me do that. Love you.